we come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so he's like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta beat him.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still wanna do this? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I wanna go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I wanna come back. Or some people say, I'm gonna go 22 straight.
I twist my ankle and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is, you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play, I want to win. I want to make an impact.
Kevin Durant just stepped across a line nobody expected on LeBron's own podcast. And he did it with a smooth little jab that had everyone looking sideways. He threw shade at Michael Jordan like it was nothing, while LeBron sat there cracking up as if the whole thing was harmless. They really thought nobody would check them on it, but they were wrong because Jordan didn't need to clap back with attitude. He came with pure facts that hit harder than anything they said. And the truth he dropped makes you rethink everything you thought you understood about today's NBA stars. The mind. The Game podcast was sold as real hoop talk from real hoopers. That's the whole pitch. But watch closely and it turns into something way different. 2 dudes sipping wine and tossing gossip about NBA legends like they're at some private lounge. And hidden inside each episode, if you listen tight, there's always a plan behind the talk. Always somebody they're aiming at. And guess who ends up in that target zone more than anybody? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So during one episode, a fan asked about the triangle offense, and LeBron and KD brushed it off like it was some dusty playbook from the dinosaur era. They acted like it wouldn't even stand a chance in today's league.
Have a long career, that's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times. So, you know, if I burn out, I burn out.
Pierce had it poked away, stolen by Jordan. Lojas down on the floor. It's here's to Humphries. 4 to shoot. Humphries 3.
You like the idea. Jordan coming up with the steal.
Oh, look
again.
at that. The 40-year-old dives to the hardwood.
What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, you know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
Then they slid into the whole ring culture conversation, calling championships overrated, saying people are obsessed with them. LeBron even said he doesn't get why rings are treated like the one thing that defines everything in basketball. That's wild when you think about it. The same guy people say is chasing Jordan's shadow is suddenly talking like rings don't mean much anymore. But that still wasn't the part that shook people. Durant switched into this wise veteran mode, talking about how tough the NBA grind gets after a decade in the league, saying players get tired, the schedule hits different, all of that. And then he dropped the line. Some people say, I want to go play baseball, Durant said, acting like he was just talking. Then he smirked and added, and some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. The timing, the smile. He knew exactly what he was doing. LeBron started laughing and the camera caught all of it. They both understood the message. KD was lining Jordan up against LeBron. Jordan, who stepped away to play baseball, versus LeBron, who's played season after season without stopping. In that moment, they weren't just talking. They were throwing a quiet statement out there. They were saying Jordan dipped out, while longevity should matter more than everything else, even greatness itself. But here's the real problem with Durant's cute little punchline. It ignores the truth, and the truth changes the whole story. Jordan didn't just wake up one day thinking, I'm bored, let me try baseball. That's not what happened at all. His father was murdered in 1993, taken from him in a robbery that shook his entire world.
Laker Nerd asks, why is the triangle offense less utilized in today's game?
To try to run the triangle offense right now, it'd be very challenging just because how the game is played and also how defense is covering.
10 to shoot. Jake going right to the rack. No defensive communication.
Why is ring culture so much more prevalent in the NBA than in other sports?
Yeah, it's funny, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the A-all, B-all of everything.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Like you mentioned a little bit about today's game, because we had Club on here and he talked about load management. He said, I don't know what the hell that is. Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management. It's hurting the game.
James Jordan, the same man who guided him and pushed him to become the player he was suddenly gone. And at the height of his career, Michael Jordan walked away from basketball to honor his dad's memory and chase the dream they had talked about for years, playing professional baseball. So when Durant casually throws out, "Some people play baseball," with that smirk, it's not just off, it's disrespectful. He turned one of the hardest moments of Jordan's life into a joke. And LeBron sitting right there laughing made it look like he agreed with the whole thing. And that brings us to the real question that nobody on that set wanted to ask out loud. When Jordan retired, was it after getting bounced early in the playoffs? Was it after getting embarrassed on the biggest stage? Because the timing, the real timing, tells a completely different story. No, Jordan didn't retire after getting knocked out early. He stepped away right after winning his third straight championship. He hit the absolute peak of basketball and did something magic Bird and Isaiah never touched. A real three-peat, and he did it while carrying the weight of losing his father, which makes that run even more legendary. People who study the game, the ones who played it, and fans who lived through it all agree that Jordan's 1991 to 1993 run is the greatest stretch of basketball anybody has ever played. Some even call it the best player at his best.
In the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you thought about at all since you made the goal?
Man, that's a goal, but yeah, we'll see.
The next day,
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
You know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different.
And they mean every word. So calling that quitting isn't just wrong, it's disrespectful. And here's where the whole situation flips. Look at who's talking. Kevin Durant, a player who has one of the most notorious exits in NBA history. In 2016, after losing to the Warriors, Durant joined the very team that sent him home. He signed with the 73-win squad stacked with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, a move that fans still call one of the softest decisions ever made in the league. If you want to talk about quitting, that's literally the blueprint, and he didn't stop there. After leaving Golden State, Durant bailed on Brooklyn, demanded a trade when things got tough, and dipped again when the pressure rose. Then he went to Phoenix and didn't even last 3 full seasons before wanting out. And this is the guy taking shots at Michael Jordan? That's wild. Then we get to LeBron. When Cleveland started getting shaky the first time, he took his talents to Miami. When Miami started slowing down in 2014, he ran right back to Cleveland. When that didn't stay steady, he went straight to Los Angeles. Every time the situation tightened up.
Someone told me one time he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy because that's what basketball is all about.
Bird takes it away from Wilkins, goes to the floor and gets it up ahead.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Because you know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine, that you may need a rest day after it. You're playing basketball.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically? No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times.
LeBron found another team to rebuild his image. So for both of them to sit on a podcast and poke at Jordan, a man who stepped away after a three-peat while grieving his father, that takes a level of nerve most players wouldn't dare try. And they didn't stop at the baseball joke. Durant kept talking. acting like the real goal in the NBA should be hitting 20 years in the league, not winning MVPs, not dominating every season, not pushing yourself to the edge, just making it to year 20. And LeBron nodded along like KD was dropping deep wisdom or something. This is exactly where Jordan's entire philosophy shuts down their argument, without him even opening his mouth. Jordan never chased longevity. He chased mastery. Every single season, his focus was simple: push his game to the limit, push his team to the top, and walk away with trophies. Win championships, win MVPs, lock down both ends of the floor, leave everything on the court. And if that meant a shorter career, so be it. Jordan even said, "If I burn out, I burn out. That means my career is short and I'll go play golf somewhere." That mindset hits way harder than talking about playing 20 seasons just to say you did it. Compare that mentality to what Durant said. Playing 20 years is the goal. Not greatness, not legacy, not putting everything into every season, just sticking around and collecting those checks. Jordan played 15 seasons, though really only 13 were full years. And in that time, he grabbed 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, and made 9 all-defensive teams. That's not normal. Why, that's close to perfect. Now look at Durant and LeBron combined. Together, they've played 39 seasons, almost triple Jordan's window. And when you stack up the numbers, they have a total of 6 championships, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 5 scoring titles, and 5 all-defensive selections. Combined, nearly 40 seasons for numbers Jordan hit almost by himself in about a decade. Think about that. Nearly triple the time, half the results. Jordan didn't just talk about maximizing his game. He lived it. From the moment he came into the league in 1984, he set a tone nobody matched. As a rookie, he played all 82 games, every single one. That same year, only 40 players in the entire league played a full season. Jordan averaged 38.3 minutes per game, ranking 4th in the whole NBA, and finished 3rd in total minutes behind Buck Williams and Larry Bird. From day one, Jordan was built like an Iron Man. And he did all of this in an era where the league was tougher, more physical, and the travel was brutal. Teams flew commercial, had one trainer and one strength coach, and still played through everything. Back then, players practiced longer, pushed harder, and played through real back-to-backs without complaining. In the 1999 to 2000 season alone, 58 players suited up for all 82 games, 58. Let that number hit you for a second. Now, look at today. In 2022, the fewest players in NBA history played a full season. Then 2023 broke that record. Then 2024 broke that one. And 2025 went even lower. The worst years for player availability are happening right now, in an era where players have everything: private jets, full medical teams, sports science experts, custom nutrition plans, and training facilities that look like science labs. And somehow, they're playing less than ever. Why? Because the whole mindset shifted. Jordan explained it without ever saying LeBron or Durant's name. He talked about load management, resting when you're not hurt, choosing comfort instead of competition. He said, "I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove myself. The fans are there watching. I want to impress that guy way up in the top deck who probably worked his butt off just to afford a ticket." That right there is the difference. Jordan respected the game and the people who showed up. He understood that playing in the NBA is a privilege, not something to treat lightly. When someone is making $95 million and sitting out games because they feel tired, it comes off like a slap to the fans who saved up to see them perform. LeBron has played a full 82-game season exactly one time in more than 20 years. One time. Guys like Bird, Kobe, Duncan, even Allen Iverson saw they did it more than once. But the so-called face of the NBA, the guy chasing Jordan's legacy, only managed to do it a single season in 2 decades. And here's the real issue. When LeBron sits out, when he load manages, it sends a message across the whole league. If the biggest star can chill, then everybody else thinks they can too. Role players start resting. Bench guys start resting. Suddenly the vibe becomes, these games don't matter unless it's the playoffs. And now we're even seeing players sit out playoff games. Jordan's era didn't move like that because Jordan set a totally different standard. When he was the face of the NBA, players showed up ready to battle. They played through pain, They fought through tough nights. They competed every single game. Jordan himself missed 64 games once due to a broken foot, and the Bulls front office wanted him to shut it down for the season. But Jordan refused. He came back on limited minutes, and when a game came down to the wire with 30 seconds left, he demanded to get back on the floor. The crowd exploded, and he got exactly what he wanted. He played. That's leadership. That's what it looks like when the face of the league sets the tone. There's a legendary story that shows Jordan's mentality perfectly. Artis Gilmore, a former Bulls player, told rookie Michael Jordan, "If you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor," meaning stop diving for loose balls, stop playing that hard, save your body. Jordan's reaction? What? He's crazy. That's what basketball's all about. That right there says everything. Jordan and Larry Bird both played under 15 full seasons, not because they couldn't last longer, but because they gave everything they had every single night. Diving for balls, locking up on defense, doing whatever it took to win the game right in front of them. They didn't care about year 20. They cared about tonight's game and this season's championship. Meanwhile, Durant and LeBron have been chasing their own individual records for years. Stats, points, leaderboards, legacy numbers. LeBron even admitted that if he cared about stats, he never would have retired in '93. Except Jordan said that, not him. Oh wait, that wasn't LeBron talking about stats, that was Jordan. He said straight up that if he cared about chasing scoring records, he would have kept playing and hunted down Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But he didn't care about any of that. He cared about rings and winning above everything else. There's another layer people barely mention in this new podcast era. Taking shots at legends has become the new trend. Now it's normal, even encouraged. Jeff Teague does it, Tracy McGrady does it, Dwayne Wade does it, Gilbert Arenas does it, and now Durant and LeBron are jumping in too. It's open season on the guys at the very top of the mountain. Everybody looks up at Jordan and Kobe, and instead of climbing toward them, the easiest shortcut for attention is dragging them down. That's the new hustle. But here's the twist. Jordan doesn't need to clap back because his legacy answers for him every time. His 6 rings speak for him. His perfect finals record speaks for him. His entire highlight reel speaks for him. And most of all, that mentality, the one that shaped the NBA we know today in my Steve, speaks louder than any podcast could ever try to. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, those guys earned everything. When big sponsorships came calling, those companies showed up because the players had already proven themselves with real production, real battles, and real impact. Nowadays, players get max contracts and shoe deals before they've even played a minute in the league. They're paid for potential, not results, and that creates a whole different work ethic. When everything is handed to you from day one, you don't grind the same, you don't carry that same edge. Jordan's rookie contract was tiny compared to today's money. He had to earn every dollar, every partnership, every ounce of respect. That hunger is what made him who he is, and that's exactly what so many modern stars are missing. So when Durant says the goal is to play 20 years, he's exposing the real gap between his generation and Jordan's. Jordan wasn't trying to hang around, he was trying to dominate. He was aiming to be the best and leave behind a legacy nobody could even touch. And he did that in 13 full seasons. Meanwhile, Durant and LeBron have stacked almost 40 seasons combined, and they're still chasing Jordan's shadow. And here comes the kicker. NBC just brought Michael Jordan back into the NBA world. Why? Because even 2 decades after retiring, Jordan still has more pull and influence than LeBron James and even Adam Silver. When Jordan speaks, the whole league listens. If he says players should compete harder, show up every night, and respect the fans, that message hits instantly. It shifts the culture. That's Jordan's real response to Durant and LeBron. Not a rant, not a tweet, not a podcast clip, just relevance. His name still carries more weight than anyone in the modern game. When the NBA wants to fix its culture problem, they don't call LeBron, they call Michael Jordan. Durant and LeBron can laugh on their podcast all they want, dismiss rings, dismiss the triangle offense, dismiss everything Jordan built, but at the end of the day, they're still compared to him. Every debate circles back to him. Every all-time list puts him at the top, and no amount of playing 20 seasons is going to change that. Because Jordan didn't chase years, he chased greatness. And greatness doesn't need 2 decades. It just needs the right moments, the right games, and the right seasons to show the world what the best looks like. Jordan had 13 of those seasons. Durant and LeBron together still haven't matched that. So yes, Michael Jordan responded to Durant and LeBron, He just didn't have to say their names to do it. His legacy, his mindset, and his entire approach to the game are the response. And that response hits louder than anything they could ever say on a podcast. If you think today's NBA has lost its way, hit that like button. If you think players should start respecting the game and the fans again, drop a comment. And if you want to see more breakdowns exposing what's really happening in basketball, subscribe, because this conversation isn't stopping anytime soon.